Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Let's get you the latest headlines. A day ahead of the second half of budget session, Prime Minister counters opposition's campaign against land reforms, asks MPs to propagate the government's pro-poor and pro-farmer image. Meanwhile, Congress intensifies protests against proposed land bill. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh accused Modi government of being pro-industrialist. Sitaram Yechuri elected unanimously as the new General Secretary of CPM. Yechuri outlines vision for his party's revival in days ahead. Jammu and Kashmir remains tense a day after police firing that killed a teenager. 2 cops arrested, magisterial probe ordered into the incident. And hundreds feared killed after boat carrying around 700 migrants sinks off Libyan coast. France calls crisis meeting of EU ministers. Our top story: after returning from 3-nation tour, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed BJP lawmakers at a day-long party workshop in the national capital today. In an effort to counter opposition to the proposed land acquisition bill, the Prime Minister projected his government as pro-poor. The workshop took place a day ahead of the second half of the budget session that begins.
A day before the second half of budget session begins, Prime Minister Narendra Modi led charge to back the proposed land acquisition bill. Addressing the BJP MPs at a workshop on Sunday, he highlighted government's initiatives to benefit farmers. His address came only hours before key opposition party Congress held a rally in the capital against the proposed bill. Modi claimed the opposition parties are spreading lies about it to scuffle the legislation.
किसी भी हालत में जो जन्मजात जिनका कार्यक्रम है भाजपा के खिलाफ काम करना, वो करे, मुझे कोई इतराज नहीं, क्योंकि उनका काम है। लेकिन पता होना चाहिए आप न्यूट्रल नहीं हो। और मैंने दिल से कहा है, ये सरकार गरीबों को समर्पित है।
The workshop was meant to educate the BJP MPs on how to promote and help implement centrally sponsored schemes for the poor. Anticipating yet another uproarious session ahead, BJP's top leadership is busy to clarify any confusion about some of the schemes that is likely to face opposition in the parliament. Modi also highlighted some of the other key achievements of his government in recent days, urging the MPs to take the message to the masses that the government is not pro-corporate.
भारत को सिविल न्यूक्लियर के लिए रिएक्टर की जरूरत है। रिएक्टर मिलता नहीं, कोई देता नहीं। पहली बार एक बहुत बड़ा निर्णय हुआ है और वो मेक इन इंडिया की दृष्टि से भी बहुत बड़ा निर्णय है। फ्रांस रिएक्टर टेक्नोलॉजी देने के लिए सहमत हुआ है इस यात्रा। यमन में 24 घंटे बॉम्बार्डिंग चलता हो, दुनिया के अलग अलग देशों से बातचीत करके उनकी मदद लेकर के हर दिन 2-2 घंटे बॉम्बार्डिंग रुकवाना और उस 2 घंटे के समय जितने भारतीयों को अंदर से निकाल सके निकाल लेना, ये छोटी घटना नहीं है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi feels that there is a misinformation campaign by the opposition to create a wrong impression that Narendra Modi government is working for corporate and rich. He has asked his MPs to fight this perception and go to the masses. He has asked his MPs to talk about the schemes and decisions of the Modi government which are pro-farmer and pro-poor. With cameraman Vijay Kumar, this is Shyam Sundar for Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Meanwhile, Congress launched a full-fledged attack on the BJP government at a big rally of farmers in Delhi today. With Rahul Gandhi back from his 2-month sabbatical, the party launched its top leadership against the Modi government's proposed land reforms. Rahul Gandhi accused the centre of being anti-farmer and pro-corporate, alleging that the Prime Minister brought the land ordinance to pay back the loan of industrialists.
Congress held a show of strength on Sunday against the proposed legislation on land reforms by the Modi government. A big rally with farmers was held at the Ramlila Maidan to step up the offensive just a day ahead of the second half of the budget session, indicating its strategy in the House. The key attraction was Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi, who attended his first public rally after returning from a 2-month sabbatical. He accused the Modi government of being pro-industrialist in bringing the land ordinance, which the party claims to be anti-poor and anti-farmer.
मोदी जी ने चुनाव कैसे जीता, मैं आपको समझा देता हूं। मोदी जी ने बड़े बड़े उद्योगपतियों से हजारों करोड़ रुपए का कर्जा लिया है। उनकी मार्केटिंग होती है, गुजरात मॉडल का कैंपेन होता है, टीवी पे इश्तिहार होते हैं। उन्होंने बड़े बड़े उद्योगपतियों से कर्ज लिया है और उस कर्ज को वो कैसे निभाएंगे? आपकी जमीन उन उद्योगपतियों को देकर निभाएंगे। इसलिए वो जमीन के बिल को कमजोर करना चाहते हैं और इसीलिए वो किसान को कमजोर करना चाहते हैं।
His mother and Congress President Sonia Gandhi and former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh also addressed the rally. Both accused the Modi government of adding insult to the injury of farmers by bringing the land ordinance.
मैं यह दावे के साथ कह सकती हूँ कि मोदी सरकार का रवैया पूरी तरह से किसानों, मजदूरों और गरीबों के खिलाफ है।
ये जो ऑर्डिनेंस मोदी जी लाए हैं, ये हमारे 2013 के एक्ट के खिलाफ उसका मंशा है कि उसको कमजोर किया जाए। किसानों को जो सुविधाएं दी गई हैं, उनको रद्द किया जाए।
But ruling BJP hit back at some of the allegations by Congress over the proposed land bill. The party also demanded an apology from Rahul Gandhi for insulting the decisions taken by the government.
I thought after a couple of months of introspection, at least Rahul Gandhi will speak the new language. The kind of almost maligning of the Gujarat government cost them so dearly that they came to 44. No new words are possible or have been thought of to talk about this government. Shri Narendra Modi's government today is universally popular.
But the future of the land bill remains uncertain. With the majority in the Rajya Sabha, Congress is set to block the bill again when it comes up during the second half of the budget session. With inputs from Pranav Goswami and Ravinder Sharan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Congress's leader in Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, said that the party will oppose the proposed land bill when it comes up during the forthcoming session. Other opposition parties are also set to voice their opposition to the proposed land reforms.
ये जो ऑर्डिनेंस है, बार-बार वो ऑर्डिनेंस के रूप में उस कानून को लाना चाहते हैं। उनको ये मालूम है कि राज्यसभा में ये पास नहीं होने वाला है, लेकिन फिर भी वो रिकंसाइल नहीं हो रहे हैं और जो गलत कानून है उस कानून को अमल में लाने के लिए वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं और ये तो किसानों का कमरतोड़ कानून है। तो इस कानून के विरोध में तो हमारी पूरी ताकत हम लगाएंगे।
देखिए, एक तो 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा का किसानों का फसल का नुकसान हुआ है। हम चाहेंगे ओलावृष्टि पर, अति वर्षा पर बहस हो और किसानों को उचित मुआवजा मिले। भूमि अधिग्रहण अध्यादेश को इस स्वरूप में हम पास नहीं होने देंगे।
And in other news, Sitaram Yechury has been unanimously elected the new General Secretary of CPIM. He replaced Prakash Karat after Ramachandran Pillai pulled out of the race for the post. Yechury also introduced a 16-member Politburo featuring 4 new entrants.
I propose the name of Comrade Sitaram Yechury to be the...
The 21st Congress of CPM elected its Rajya Sabha member Sitaram Yechury as the next General Secretary. The official announcement of the leadership change came towards the end of the 6-day party congress at Visakhapatnam on Sunday. Yechury took over the reins from Prakash Karat, who has completed 3 terms as General Secretary of the party. His name was proposed by Karat and Ramachandran Pillai, who was initially in the race for the post. Yechury outlined his party's vision ahead to revive itself after a series of defeats in several states.
There is a Congress of the future for our party, for our country, that the crisis in capitalism has deepened and continues to deepen internationally. And there is no solution or real solution, a comprehensive solution for the people to liberate themselves from exploitation in this world of today, except by strengthening the struggle for socialism.
It is a Congress of unity, it is a Congress of strength, It is a Congress of determination to take the message of the party, to take the struggles of the party against the Modi government's all-out onslaught on the people of this country.
Entire Congress has unanimously elected him. So we believe, because our party believes in collective responsibility, and Yechuri as a leader of that collective will definitely take the party in a new course of struggles, mightier struggles.
Yechuri also introduced a 16-member Politburo soon after his election. Mohammad Salim, Subhasini Ali, Hannar Molla and G. Ramakrishnan are the 4 new faces in the Politburo.
We had a very successful party congress. Now we'll work to see that the decisions we have taken will be implemented by our party collectively.
The party also named a new central committee, its highest executive body of 91 members, besides naming 5 special invitees and 5 permanent invitees. Party's founding member V.S. Achyutanandan has been named a permanent invitee to the central committee on account of his age.
Known for his pragmatic style of functioning, Sitaram Yechuri has his task cut out as the new General Secretary of CPIM. He will have to do a tightrope walk while striking a balance between party's ideology and contemporary political situation, while reviving the party that has pushed itself into a corner from which it has not recovered in successive elections. With camera person Raj Thakur, Vishal Daya, Rajya Sabha TV, Visakhapatnam.
All right, Vishal Daya has been tracking all those developments in Visakhapatnam. He joins us live now. Vishal, now CPM General Secretary used to be picked up through consensus. This time we thought it would be different, as both Yechuri and Pillai had refused to rule themselves out till the very end. But what really changed at the last moments?
Well, yes, the race went on till the end, but then, as you pointed out, there has been a convention within the CPM that the General Secretary is chosen, elected with a consensus, and that's what exactly has happened this time as well. In fact, the second candidate who was considered to be in the race is the seconder of the motion, which was moved by the outgoing General Secretary Prakash Karat, as in the name which was proposed by the outgoing Secretary Prakash Karat, that is of Sitaram Yechuri, as the man who should be holding the charge and looking after the affairs of the party as the new General Secretary. That particular motion was seconded by S. Ramachandran Pillai, the man who was considered to be in a very very hot contested race for the top post in the party. Now, the reason why this has happened, the sources within the party tell us, is one, because of the convention. The senior leaders of the party did not want to go against the convention. Two, the reason why tables might have been tilted in favor of Sitaram Yechuri is the fact that he is at least 15 years younger than his counterpart S. Ramachandran Pillai. Now, the age factor does not matter that ways, but then this time around the real reason is that being the younger one and being a pragmatic face of the CPM for quite a few years now, and the one who has friends across the political spectrum.
Right.
He is considered to be the man who can, lure more youths towards the party. One of the reasons why it seems the 21st Congress deliberations in 21st Congress came to the conclusion that one of the reasons why it seems the party has not been able to expand its base, one, and two, has been facing successive electoral defeats.
Right.
Another very important point out here is that there has to be a lot of focus on strengthening the organization. So
right.
in that particular matter, what really needs to be done out here is somebody who can go ahead and take the party along, as well as take other partners in the left democratic front, or maybe other regional smaller players and parties which feel the similar way as CPM does on certain issues.
Right. Of course, these are two main issues. Taking in more youth, but you've just obviously been covering the party's Congress for the last few days. What now? Sitaram Yechuri says now this is the Congress for the future of the party, for the future of India. So how is now CPM planning to revive itself after a series of losses, obviously in Bengal and Kerala?
Well, the roadmap for the future has one very important point out here, and that important point pertains to strengthening the organization, trying and rectifying the lacunas which are already there in the organizational structure. And for that, one decision which has been taken at this 21st Party Congress of the CPM is that there will be a plenum which will be held somewhere towards the end of this year, and that plenum will focus on how to go ahead and rejuvenate the organization, how to go ahead and ensure that the grassroots levels, the workers are in tune with what exactly the party's policies are at the central level are. One, two, how it can be further moved ahead in terms of expansion to those particular states where the CPM has been weak for quite a few decades now, because expansion in those areas is what would really give that much required elbow room to the CPM in national level politics.
All right, Vishal, thank you so much for those updates. So CPIM, they're looking to reinvent itself and revive itself. Meanwhile, we'll take a very short break here, but coming up next, Naseem Zaidi takes charge as the new Chief Election Commissioner. That and much more after a short break. Stay with us.
Tradition dating back centuries. A cultural heritage that inspires and warms at once. Magic that awes. Rajya Sabha television brings you events that embrace the wonders of India's classical arts. Conversations with the biggest names in the culture and music. Rajya Sabha television, democracy at work.
Welcome back after the break. News from Jammu and Kashmir now, where 2 cops have been arrested a day after the death of a teenager in police firing in the state. Now, a magisterial probe has been ordered into the firing after the police admitted that standard operating procedures were violated. Here is more. Kashmir rally continues to be tense a day after the death of a teenager in clashes between protesters and police in Budgam district. 2 police officers have been arrested in connection with the firing incident. The government has ordered a magisterial probe into the firing incident after a mob was protesting against the arrest of separatist leader Masrat Alam. The developments come after police admitted that standard operating procedures were violated while firing at the protesters.
सरकार सक्षम है हर प्रकार की परिस्थिति से निपटने के लिए, इसलिए जो भी वहां पर जिस प्रकार की भी स्थिति उत्पन्न होगी, सरकार उचित कार्रवाई करेगी.
Meanwhile, JNK Liberation Front Chief Yasin Malik and Swami Agnivesh have been released after being detained for protesting against the teen's death. Several other separatist leaders, including Hurriyat Chairman Mirwais Umar Farooq, have been placed under house arrest. 15-year-old Suhail Ahmed Sofi's killing is the first such case since the PDP-BJP government came to power last month. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And Naseem Zaidi took charge as the 20th Chief Election Commissioner of India today. Zaidi succeeded H.S. Brahma, who retired on Saturday after completing his 3-month term. Now, Zaidi will be the CEC till July 2017 and he will oversee crucial state elections in Bihar, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. The sole remaining member of the 3-man Election Commission panel, Naseem Zaidi took charge as the chief on Sunday. Zaidi asserted that the Election Commission will formulate a strategic plan for 10 to 15 years for efficient election management. He further stated that Commission would articulate its guiding principles based on good governance.
We have laid a very simple vision: free and fair elections at all costs, based on errors-free and authenticated electoral roll, with higher participation of voters and inclusiveness of all sections of the society.
Zaidi emphasized that Election Commission will focus on strengthening voter education and an efficient election operation.
The Election Commission will focus on voter-centric activities, from easy and simple registration to enabling voters with electronic services.
Zaidi is a 1976 batch IS officer. He has served as election commissioner since July 2012 when he retired as civil aviation secretary. He will be the sole member of the 3-member election commission till the government fills up the 2 vacant posts of election commissioners. He will hold office till July 2017. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV. And more news and updates from across the nation in Nationwide. ONGC has rushed its crisis team to Surat, where a massive fire still rages on in one of its oil wells. Fire tenders struggled to douse the fire that broke out yesterday. A tower near the well was also charred to ashes in the fire. 13 fire tenders battled the inferno since last night, but the fire has not been controlled so far. 7 people were injured in the fire that broke out following a blast in the well after leakage in a gas pipeline on Saturday. The key suspect in the October 2014 Burdwan blast has been arrested from Jharkhand. The suspected Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh terrorist Ibrahim Sheikh was arrested from Pakur district by a special police team. Police also recovered a revolver, 6 live cartridges, 4 crude bombs and an electronic chip from him. The IRCTC is likely to provide baggage insurance to train passengers who book tickets online. Under the scheme, the customer will be offered insurance coverage for the baggage while booking their e-tickets on the IRCTC website. The passenger can claim the insurance money in case of loss or theft of the baggage. The insurance premium will depend on the length of the journey and also the class of travel. Dozens of bull owners and bullfighting enthusiasts observed a day-long fast in Tamil Nadu to protest against the Supreme Court ban on Jallikattu. The members urged the centre to initiate efforts to revoke the ban. The century-old bull taming tradition is held during the annual Pongal celebrations. Supreme Court had imposed the ban, citing animal welfare issues. Well, another short break here. Up next, Islamic State militants reportedly behead 30 people in Libya. Stay with us for that and much more.
Showcase your concern and commitment towards environment through films, inviting entries from filmmakers for the 8th CMS Vatavaran International Film Festival. Last date for entries is April 22nd, 2015. Brought to you by broadcast partner Rajya Sabha TV. Visit our website www.cmsvatavaran.org for more details.
Welcome back. On to some international news now. And another migrant tragedy in the Mediterranean. Hundreds of are dead as a boat carrying at least 700 migrants capsized in the Mediterranean Sea near the Libya coast today. Now, the migrants reportedly fell overboard south of the Italian island of Lampedusa when they rushed to draw the attention of a passing merchant vessel, causing their ship to capsize. The Italian Coast Guard has launched a massive rescue operation, including the Maltese Navy and commercial vessels to rescue the survivors. So far, 28 people have been rescued. Meanwhile, the disaster comes after a week in which 2 other shipwrecks left an estimated 450 people dead. Pope Francis appealed to the international community to take swift and decisive action to prevent such incidents. In the wake of the tragedy, French President François Hollande called for a crisis meeting of EU ministers on Monday.
E assicuro per gli scomparsi e le loro famiglie mio ricordo e la mia preghiera. Rivolgo un accorato appello affinché la comunità internazionale agisca con decisione e prontezza.
J'ai également souhaité qu'il y ait une réunion rapide des ministres de l'Intérieur et des Affaires étrangères, un conseil de ces ministres, de tous les ministres européens, donc plus de bateaux, plus de survols par des avions, et puis également une lutte beaucoup plus intense par rapport au trafic.
And more tragic news from Libya, where Islamic State has released a video purportedly showing militants shooting and beheading around 30 people in the country there. The authenticity of the video could not be verified, but the killings were similar to past violence carried out by the terrorist group. The video showed about 15 men beheading on a beach, and another group were shot in their heads. In the latest video, a man dressed in black clutching a pistol appeared behind some of the victims. Now, Egypt ordered airstrikes on Islamic State targets in Libya 2 months ago after the video posted a video of militants beheading 21 Egyptian Christians. And Iran has deployed warships off Yemen's coast as fighting continues between the Houthi rebels and the Saudi-led coalition. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani slammed Saudi Arabia's decision to lead the coalition airstrikes. Now, this comes amid calls from global leaders for a political solution to the crisis.
Criticizing Saudi Arabia for its airstrike campaign in Yemen, Iran warned Riyadh that it is harvesting hatred in the region. Calling their involvement in the conflict a disgrace, Iran has already presented a 4-point peace plan to end the conflict. Iran supports the rebels but denies providing any military support in Yemen. It says in case of an escalation of the situation, ground combat would be conclusive in the fight and would certainly be the defeat of the Saudis.
جنگ‌های اخیر و جنگ‌های آینده قطعاً جنگ‌هایی هستند که نیروی زمینی و زمین تعیین کننده است. ما تجربه کردیم که نیروی هوایی تعیین کننده جنگ نیست، بلکه این نیروهای زمینی هستند که جنگ رو تعیین می‌کنند و در جنگ زمینی هم عربستان بسیار شکننده است و قطعاً اگر ضرباتی به اون وارد بشه متحمل شکست‌های زیادی خواهد شد.
Iran has already deployed warships off Yemen's coast to set up a military presence in the region amid the crisis. The move has sparked concerns of a full-scale international conflict, but the Saudis have put the port city of Aden under a naval blockade.
ما هیچ دخالتی در یمن نداریم. خود عربستان هم میدونه نه کشتی‌های ما به سواحل یمن نزدیک میشه، نه افسران ما در اونجا دخالت‌هایی رو دارن. احساس میکنیم ارتش یمن و حوثی‌ها این قابلیت و توان رو دارن که از کشورشون بتوانند دفاع بکنن و حوزه تجاوزگر رو به خاک بمالن.
The United States has also expanded its role in supporting the Saudi-led coalition. The persistent clashes have led to the death of one Saudi force member. Both US and China have called for a political solution to the crisis to end the fighting soon. Bureau Report, Rajya TV.
And more news from across the nation, in fact, across the globe in Global Buzz. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Russia needs to work with the United States on a common agenda. This comes just days after he accused the US of trying to dominate world affairs. He also said US and Russia are working towards same efforts of making the world order more democratic. Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe strongly denounced the xenophobic attacks against African immigrants in South Africa. The president spoke amid a wave of xenophobic violence in South African cities of Durban and Johannesburg, which erupted last week and has claimed lives of 6 people so far. The president said that Zimbabwe has made arrangements to evacuate its nationals in South Africa affected by the xenophobic attacks. South Korean police clashed with thousands of protesters agitating against the government's response to the ferry disaster recently. The protesters blocked their way to the presidential palace, where they hope to demand a more vigorous government response to the disaster that claimed more than 300 lives last year. 100 protesters were also arrested from the spot. The rally was organized by a group representing the families of the victims and was the largest in recent weeks after the country marked the first anniversary of the 16th of April disaster. An out-of-control wildfire that broke out in a forested basin near a southern California dam triggered the evacuation of about 300 families. The blaze, named the Highway Fire, has spread over 175 acres, very near to Los Angeles. The fire was first reported to be expanding rapidly. Well, that's all in this edition of News Tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.